majority of us spend most of our time practicing from the ground. But what happens when we jump up in a tree stand? How does our body posture change? Are we have the same grip on our release? Where should we palm the actual bow in order to make that downhill shot? So here's what I do in order to train myself in order to make the perfect shot, not from the ground, but from a tree. First off, you have to realize that you're on a platform and you need to be able to get that weight over the middle of your hips. Now, a lot of people set their tree stand directly out in front of them, and then when they go to shoot, they feel very uncomfortable because they're hitting the tree behind them, and then you have to reposition your feet, and you may not be completely have your feet perpendicular to the target. But if you set your tree stand at an angle, and let's say that the spot that I want to shoot is out here, now I'm already postured. When I pick the bow up, I'm instantly pointed at the direction that I think the animal is going to physically come in at. This will really help you get the right stance and be able to have the right posture. Now, you've been shooting straight out on level ground and doing the majority of your practicing there for years. And so what I want you to do is I want you to think about locking your entire upper body together. I want you to draw straight out, just like this. Lock the upper arm, your draw arm, and your hand in one place. And then what I want you to do is I want you to bend at the waist. I want you to lean all the way down. I want you to put your pin on the inside of his kneecap. And then I want you to float up into the top of the lower third and hold that spot. Now, I've often said that the greatest way to shoot an animal is at the top of the lower third to give you the greatest blood trail. But now you have to realize you're at a steep angle. Shot placement is critical. A lot of times people overshoot too high a lot of animals from the tree stand. So if you aim at that top of the lower third, you're gonna have a few extra inches that can definitely help you. And when you're pointed in a downward position like this, you need to make sure that you've had even hand pressure from the top to the bottom. And if you wanted to tilt a little bit, you tilt a little more pressure on the upper part of the grip in order to keep it oriented. And then the last thing is follow through. I used to tell my kids as they were growing up, watch the arrow hit the target through the peep. It's impossible, but what it basically is telling you is don't drop your bow arm. Don't look, just follow through. There's just something magical about the mystical flight of the arrow, being able to draw that bow and then knowing when you pull the trigger that you're gonna shoot an X. Now I aim with my right eye and then I follow the arrow with my left. That's confirmation that I just shot the spot that I'm looking at. But with these illuminated nocks, I'm sure we're gonna be able to see that tonight.